Right, how you all doing? I'm about to watch an unedited Steve video and then maybe play some Elden Ring or try and crash out. Spoiler alert, I really need to. But before I do that, let me regale you with the tale of my day. It's not been amazing, and if I had to be honest, it's been a little unnerving. But I will get to that. I didn't get any sleep again. I woke up at about 5:30 this morning, felt terrible, so I'd only had about four and a half hours of sleep. So I was just rocking backwards and forwards, felt miserable. I went downstairs and found the wife at about 6, and we decided that we'd start doing all the housework. So we put the washing machine on, we did all the dishes, we took our COVID tests, we're clear. Then we took the doggo out, and basically, because we don't have the kids home, we were done by about 7:30. It was like one of those, is this what life is like when your kids grow up and leave home kind of groups? Because we had nothing. Because the kids are at quarantine or in quarantine at nannies, it's really, really slow, and that you realise just how little you actually have to do outside of looking after your spuds, and especially if you've got no work to do either, which at the moment, we don't. We're quarantining, and I've done everything I need to do, and the wife works from home. So we both work from home. So I mean, realistically, there's nothing. There has been absolutely nothing. We spoke to a doctor too, and the doctor has said how we're incredibly lucky as a family, considering we have the 2 members at high risk, because usually when people go down with COVID in a family, the entire family gets it within about 2 days or so. So the fact that we've gone nearly a whole week and the 2 boys have managed to it's just them with the old Rona and we're all good is the magical. It's been incredibly lucky, and I'm really thankful for that. Then the wife made a little bed downstairs for us by pulling some bean bags in so we could kind of extend the sofa a bit. And I've just sat here watching Divine play Elden Ring. Divine seems to be having a right blast with it. I could have been playing Elden Ring myself, but apparently the PC port's jank as balls, even on a powerful PC. So I was like, well, I now have what qualifies as a powerful PC, and if it's going to run like poop, what's the point? I really do feel old. I was like, what? Wow, is this really what my life is going to be like in a few years' time? My kids sod off and do their own thing? Ugh. Well, I have spoken to them today, and they've said they want to come home. They desperately want to come home, and one of the first things they want to do is sit down and play Team Fortress 2. So I'm like, yeah, we're going to play Team Fortress 2, let's do it. I'm useful.
It's just rough, it's really rough. And so it's gone to this point in which when I wake up in the morning, I'm laying there and my body just hurts. It just hurts. It literally hurts to be alive sometimes, And I'm like, this can't be my existence.
You edited it again, Steve. I know how you feel, mate. I know how you feel. Because that's been the scary part of my day. I don't want to milk this. It's not that big of a deal. But I've got me some dodgy legs. I've got a pretty dodgy body, and I have spent a large chunk of my day just loafing here, and I'm going to put it down to just lack of sleep. But for the first time in the longest time, my legs have given out. What do you mean by your legs are giving out? I just collapsed on the floor. So you're walking along, and duh, and 1 minute your legs are there, and then all of a sudden it's just like jelly, and you just kind of crumble up in a heap. That used to happen quite a lot when I was younger. I used to have to go to physiotherapy, and they'll build up the muscles in my legs, build up the muscles around the core, just so I can kind of keep my balance and keep stable. And I'd learn some tricks to try and you know, stay on my feet and all that kind of stuff. Thankfully, I didn't proper hit the floor today, but twice my legs have just gone, yeah, you ain't standing, mate. It might have just been that I was kind of dizzy. Like, you know when you're about to like pass out and you don't realise you're about to pass out? It might have been that. It might not have been my legs, but all of a sudden I'm there, and the next thing I know, I'm going sideways. And that was a bit like, oh, shit, son. My joints hurt like hell today. I don't feel sick. I just feel tired. My joints, I feel like I've been on a run, like I've been running for miles and miles and miles. I do know what that feels like. And my feet are sore. My back is just tense and just I'm grinding and clicking all the time in VR. So I blew out my shoulder years ago, and I'm flailing about in VR like a nugget. And my arm, where I hurt my, so I had to have surgery on my right arm. I've had to have surgery on my right arm, left leg, left foot. The rest of it doesn't matter. But basically, everywhere I've had surgery today, like, or everywhere I've had surgery over my life, today has hurt like fucking mad, like absolute hell. Just like there's just something chipping away at it, you know. So, I have just been since the wife set this up. This is where I've been. I haven't been like this in ages because I've never been allowed to. I've not been allowed to. That's one thing that I've been blessed with having my two boys, is that I've not been allowed to stop. And that's been great because I've been motivated to just keep pushing through. Just bite the pain. Just keep going. Because the world doesn't stop just because you feel like shit. And today there's been nothing here for me to do, so I just stopped. Anyway, just sitting here doesn't help. Although I'm just going to be sitting over there anyway. If I decide to go and play Elden Ring or whatever, I'm just going to be sat over there. I'm going to go upstairs to bed. I don't know. Hopefully get some sleep. I saw the highlight of the day, which isn't really a highlight of the day. People have finally been talking about the old Steam Deck. And I just watched a video by Digital Foundry. I don't really watch spec stuff, but what I found was interesting was the Steam Deck, by the way, is a Linux-powered handheld gaming PC by Valve. And one of the benches was they were trying to see what the equivalent Windows computer graphics card would be, or the equivalent desktop graphics card would be to the Vega 2 chip in the Steam Deck. And it turns out it's approximately at 1080p, at least. The Steam Deck doesn't run at 1080p, it runs at 720 and 800. The equivalent at 1080p would be the NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti, which is one step under what I have in my Steam machine. I actually have a dedicated Steam machine, which is running Steam OS, and I do Linux gaming with a Steam pad. And it's great to find, like, if when the new version of Steam OS comes out, I hope they release Steam OS for the PCs and that. I'm going to be well psyched to install the new version, have all the new features, and have it basically run like a Steam Deck. It was a great little gaming box back in the day, but it's that hardware can still be used. The Steam machine or the Steam Deck is so low power that if you've got access to an old business PC and a cheap graphics card, you can have that same kind of groove and like a consoleized Steam machine experience. They're really doing a marvelous job, a fantastic job of building that operating system and tweaking everything to get it to run as well as it does. It's fucking great. Consoleized gaming PC style experiences. It's really cool. I'm gonna head off. Sorry, that was like the highlight. Just a little bit of sleep. I want to see my boys. Like, actually here, see my boys. We had plans this week. So, the next one.